All right, everybody. Summer is here. We want to talk about a content calendar, ideas as busy moms. Like, oh yeah, content calendar is great, but I have my children all summer. We want to talk about our content calendar, what we're personally doing, what you should steal from us, what you should try. And let's make sure that you are being successful, because one thing I hate when photographers do is they stop marketing in the summer and then they try to get all their leads in the winter. And it's like, you want to market all year round. So let's do the content calendar.
Summer social strategy.
Okay.
Okay, that's
okay,
good.
Alex, that's lame. No, let's do this. Okay. So when we're talking content and we're talking a calendar, we want to be strategic. And like, I always, whenever I saw those posts like years ago, I'd be like, okay, but what are you actually doing? Like, I had a strategic plan. What does that mean?
What is that?
Okay. So I'm talking Instagram, I'm talking website, I'm talking networking, I'm talking client follow-ups. These are things that
Blogging.
Yes.
Pinterest.
These are things I'm doing in my business.
Email marketing.
To make sure I'm staying relevant. I know you are. And then I know, Alex, you actually legit have a schedule of when you do things.
I was going to pull it up and like literally walk through every single day to help give ideas.
Okay.
Because so my older two are in school and my youngest is at home. And so during the summer, obviously they're all at home. And so having less time to work in a day, where I still make sure to schedule in work during the day, but I also want to be present, like with my kids in the summertime. And we do a lot. We go on little day trips, or now that we have a homestead, we're going to be gardening and playing with a duck. So I want to make sure that I have a plan in place where I can batch my work and know that it's done. There is no better feeling than when you go on your Instagram and you open it up and you have notifications and you're like, oh yeah, I scheduled a post and my work is done. It's so nice.
Okay. So let's walk through that.
So my admin day is Monday. I feel like it's this is the beginning of the week. Here's what my week is going to look like. And so on my admin day, what I do is I review the week ahead. I clean my inbox and my calendar. I track leads and follow-ups, respond to emails, prioritize and plan out my weekly to-dos. And then if I have extra time, I'll update in Honeybook my workflows, my client guides, my pricing guides, and kind of do like a clean house situation. So that's what I do on my admin days.
Is that every Monday, or is that just every admin day?
Every Monday. And then the first Monday of the month, I will do my monthly analytics and like track them into the spreadsheet and make sure like, okay, how is this looking? How is that doing? And I only do that once a month. Tuesdays are content creation. So I will batch my Instagram content for my photography, also for cameras and car seats stuff. I will plan or film any sort of like video, reel, TikTok. So I will plan and schedule captions too. So that's like my full on like content, like visual creation, but then also caption creation. And one tip that I have for that too is going into ChatGPT and like getting content ideas and being like, okay, here are the 2 or 3 things that I like to talk about on my socials, and here's who I like to target. And can you help me with like a list of ideas of what I can post about or questions that I can answer? And that really helps. Wednesdays are my blogging and SEO days. So I will write or publish a blog post, whether it's like wedding sessions, a how-to, a best places for type of thing. I can also go up and update past posts if I need to. So if I need to like freshen up internal links or photos, like if you had a blog post that you had old photos in and you want, like it's doing really well, maybe you want to like go in and add updated photos or something like that. But also like be careful with that, like, because sometimes you can ruin SEO by doing that too.
Yeah. We can talk about that in its own separate.
I also use that day to submit galleries or to directories or features. So like blogging, like gallery send off, like that's all wrapped into one for, not for clients, but for like features and things like that. And then just double checking like keywords, alt text, all that type of stuff. So that's my Wednesdays. My Thursday I have reserved for an editing day, or to send like final images, to follow up with clients if I need to. And that kind of ebbs and flows, because if I just had a wedding, like I might end up getting done with my Monday admin tasks early and then editing a wedding. So that one kind of changes depending on the season I'm in. And then Fridays are for Pinterest and products. So that is for scheduling pins, working on passive products. If I have like a posing guide or workflows or whatever.
Google Ads course,
maybe possibly, I don't know. Refining a product I'm working on, writing a sales page or copy or emails for that, creating the mock-ups or the graphics, and then having a launch plan as well. So that's like my product, like push Pinterest kind of day. Mm-hmm. So that is how my week looks. And I put that in my Google Calendar as a task every day.
Yeah, because you're Google Calendar, I use Apple Calendar, and I feel like we have to put a disclaimer. Sometimes kids get sick. Sometimes things come up. Sometimes things get pushed.
Yep.
But this is our base, well, your base, like to do every single day. Like this is my plan.
It gives me something to do to make sure I have a plan in place. But if things get shuffled around, it's also okay. Mm-hmm. So like, it's fine if I have to do something else one day or one project. Like if I need to edit a wedding and like 2 engagement sessions, it's like, okay, maybe my Pinterest right now can just wait for just a second while I finish editing these galleries, because then I can turn around and have like a bigger Pinterest day after it. Mm-hmm.
Well, and now, okay, so now that we have the whole schedule laid out, I want to actually break down admin days and how batching on those admin days will help you so much, especially as mom photographers. So when I'm talking batching, scheduling, making and scheduling pins, making and scheduling blogs, making and scheduling Instagram. I don't think you can schedule TikTok yet.
No.
But those are the sorts of things like, okay, so my task today from 9 a.m. to 12.
I mean, you could draft your TikToks.
Yeah, that's true. You could do that. But I feel like you would probably do that on content creation day.
Yeah.
But for me with writing blogs, it's like, okay, I have these galleries. The questions I want to answer are how to elope in X, top 5 locations in X to elope in, or like I have all of these blogs that will go with my big subject. And then I want to get all of these written, get all of the photos in there, write all the alt text for those photos. And then I will schedule them out, because for moms, I have challenged them, like try to do minimum 1 blog post a month, because I want you to keep content fresh on your website, but I don't want it to be bad or crap content. Like I don't want it to be fluff.
Like it doesn't have to, if it's once a month consistent, that's better than like sporadically and overwhelm. Mm-hmm. Like once a month is like, you can do that. You can do that in like a couple hours.
And like, if you have an admin day where you can schedule writing your blog posts, you could write maybe 3 posts that day. And then you have the one for the 1 month. And then you just schedule July and August and boom, done. But then like in June, when you have another admin day, those are all scheduled and they all just build on each other, which is the helpful thing. Like as moms, we're trying to find ways where we can still get work done, still market, but also schedule these things out so we can breathe a little bit, because we're doing so many things at once. So like on my admin days, that's honestly the one that takes the most time for me is actually Instagram, because like I'll be making posts and then I'm such a visual person. I have to see how they look laid out.
We all are. We're photographers.
Yeah. So like I have the content, I have the pictures I want to share, and then I want to see what they'll look like on the full month grid. Mm-hmm. And then, so like I'm actually going into Instagram, and I know you do the same thing, and I will schedule those posts on those certain days with that caption.
In Instagram, I don't pay for anything extra. And a hack to how I lay out my grid is in Canva. Mm-hmm. Like if you go in and type in like Instagram feed layout, you can actually move photos around in there and plan out your feed.
Yeah. And one thing that I do when I schedule posts, I schedule it for the whole month. So I schedule Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. So then I know for sure those days are going to post, but I can still post reels and in the moment stuff on other days. And it's like you said, it's so nice to wake up and just be like, oh my gosh, I need to post today. Oh, I already did.
Well, and the fact that like I want to focus more on posting reels, because reels are like help get a lot of traction and you can interact on reels. And I like watching reels, more than a static post. And so if your static posts and your feed posts are scheduled, then that means that you can take time to post reels. And when I post them, I'll like hide them from my feed too, so that it doesn't like mess up the visual layout. I do. Because then it won't mess up the visual layout of my feed, but it's still on my reels tab and it's still there.
So what I do instead of hiding them right away, is I let them sit on my feed.
I let them sit for 24 hours.
Yeah.
I let them sit for 24 hours and then I hide them.
Or not necessarily hide them. I just remove them from
my profile grid.
So they're just on the Reels grid.
Yeah.
So yeah, that one for me takes the most time, because it takes time to go into Instagram and schedule them all out. I found that on admin days, if I don't have childcare for both of my boys, I can't actually schedule it in Instagram until I'm sitting in bed. So like I'll sit there and put a show on and I'm just like, schedule May 12th, schedule. And like with Instagram, it's like I can copy and paste the captions I wrote, and then I just go in and I legit hit schedule. But you can only schedule like 30 days at a time. So
you don't have to schedule it for every single day.
Yeah, that's why I do the Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and then I have stuff for the whole month. And then I don't have to worry about it until my next admin day, and then I schedule the whole month again.
Yeah. I try to at least do, I think last time I did like 2 weeks at a time, but I had a post going every day.
Yeah.
So.
And like, I feel like I wanted to try out not posting every single day to see like if it's still, so like you can do either or. Yeah. I feel like figure out.
Test it.
See what's going to work for you.
We do a lot of testing. Like after having done it every single day, I might rotate to doing it only like 4 days a week or 3 days a week or whatever. I'm also kind of experimenting with, I didn't want to plan so far in advance now that I'm going into wedding season, because I do want to integrate images I'm just taking into my feed too. So kind of allowing space to maybe plan out captions or plan out whatever, but yeah, I'm kind of playing with that too. So I'll see how that goes.
And I feel like little hacks for writing captions in the moment is voice text yourself.
Yes.
After a wedding or a session,
and type in your notes or text it to yourself.
Yeah. Just like everything that happened that day. But then also if you are planning ahead with your client experience, you can build off the questionnaires, you can build off your communications. And I'm just always taking notes on my clients, because I'm just trying to pick up on all the little things to tell their story. So if I have all of those things already, I can just go in and dump it and boom, done. Like
I was doing that yesterday. I was like, okay, at yesterday's wedding, like the bride's son made the Lego set of the bride and groom and everybody. And then they were like standing under a huppah, and then they like broke the glass. I'm like, like taking all these things in to visually write down like, okay, this happened, this happened, this happened. I took a solo photo of the grandma because of her mom and XYZ, like taking a mental note of every detail that happens in the day. It does really help later.
And this is why we're more than just taking a picture.
Yeah.
Like we are trying so hard to record a story, a memory, a core memory.
Core memory.
Inside out. No. But yeah. I feel like we beat Instagram. Pinterest. I am testing some Pinterest strategies right now for everybody. I'm really excited to see how it pays off, because so far it's doing pretty good and I'm pretty excited. But with Pinterest, I have like a whole system going right now where I guess here's just a cheat sheet of what I'm doing right now. I don't like Tailwind. I don't like scheduling apps. So I just use Pinterest itself, and I will dump all the photos I want to use into my drafts. And then I go through my drafts and I pull the links from the blog post or the landing page that it would make sense to. And then once I have all of that in there, I go and do all the tags, and I do that in bulk. But then now that it's sitting in my drafts, all of that gets saved. And then as I try to post like minimum 5 pins a day. And then like I just go through each photo and I'm like pin, like, and I've got my title, I got my description, I got my alt text, and I want to be very like clear. You need these things on Pinterest. Pinterest is visual Google.
Mm-hmm. It does matter. Like the little details on Pinterest do matter.
Don't just post boudoir photo with light.
Or I used to be lazy. And like, you know, on your own blog post where your photos are in there and there's a little pin button at the top, and it would like pull in your blog post title and then like whatever. I used to just do that because I was like, it's done, it's pinned. Like I did that like last year, whatever. And I'm like, no, okay, there's actually strategy behind this. Like, let's take a day. That's why I have a whole Pinterest day, because then I'm like, let's sit and figure this out.
Well, and this is why I'm like, okay, how can I make this simple for busy moms? So I'm really excited to share this. It'll probably come out later this year after I get more results, because I do need more results to see what is working for me as a busy mom. But this is just like a little preview of what I'm doing. And I'm being very strategic with those pins so that I'm not only found on Google, but I'm found on Pinterest and all the things, scheduling Pinterest, scheduling blog posts. Blog posts, I whenever I look at a client's or like a potential coaching student's blog, if they're just blogging Jamie and Alex's wedding day in Wisconsin.
People can tell when a chat GPT wrote your blog too, by the way. Like you have to be like, just speak how you would speak. That's another phone, like voice text or voice memo trick too.
And don't get me wrong, I love my AI buddies.
Oh yeah, for sure. And it's a great base. Like it can definitely help you get a great like base or layout, but outline. Make sure that you are putting your branding, like your word. It's okay to like, I am not the type of person to write a blog post and have it be like, the essence of the day was so beautiful. That's not how I talk. And I'm not going to talk about it like that in my blog. I don't talk to like that to my clients. Maybe some people do. You know, some people are more formal, and that's okay. Like if that's how you talk that way. I am way more like stop, but don't.
Well, and like with blog posts, I think photographers get it in their head that like, okay, it just needs to be my photos. And I want you to think about blog posts as you're answering someone's question, even if you are talking about your clients. You're still answering someone who's Googling like rose garden wedding, and it's going to pull up that client's wedding at that venue or whatever venue they're Googling, but you're still giving information like, oh, this is how their day flowed. And we went here in this venue and here in this venue and here in this venue. And it's like, you're organically talking about this venue, which is getting you traction to your website and showing your social proof, showing that you have experience. But you're still talking about your client as well. So it's like the best of both worlds. You get to show off your client, but you also get to show off your expertise. And that's why it's like blogging can be hard for a lot of people. And if you need to outsource it, outsource it. I have done it before.
Or if you need to join some sort of mom talk mastermind.
But like blogging is, for me, it's fun. For me, it's like, okay, how can I have the headers and have the keyword throughout the text naturally? How can I talk about my client? How can I show off the photos? And it's like, it's a plug and play for me. But like once you get really good at it, you can have like an outline for certain things, whether they are how-to blog posts, whether they are client portfolio blog posts, or information top 5 posts. Those are like my 3 main categories, because I have a lot of how to elope in a certain location, or how to elope in general, or how to have an intimate wedding. But then I also have top 5 venues in X, top 5 venues in this city or that city. And it's very hyper specific. It's talking about certain locations so that Google can find me, my clients can find me, and I can answer their questions. And then I also use these blog posts once they're done and scheduled, and they're live. I can also use these blog posts in my client experience. So if someone reaches out to me and they're like, oh, I don't really know. And I'm like, oh, here's a blog post. I wrote all about it. Like how to get your marriage license in this state.
I use them too. After somebody fills out my contact form on my website, it'll take them to a thank you page. And that has like resources. Like your blogs are great resources for not only your current clients, but attracting other clients too. And a few of them I know you talked about some for elopements and stuff. So if you are traditional wedding photographer, some great ones that you can help, because sometimes, again, when you're in your own head, you're like, this is just what I do. Like, I don't know what to talk about. But I have some for like how to, some ideas for guest, the guest book. Oh, like alternative guest book ideas, or like unity ceremony ideas. I also have, should you do a first look? Should you not do a first look?
I have kids at weddings or nah.
Yeah. Like, so having different, like break down a wedding timeline, like things to look for when you are getting ready in a getting ready space. Like when you're looking at a venue, like how to decipher what is a good space to get ready in and what's not. Like there are so many things on a traditional wedding day that you can break down into a blog post.
Well, and if we are just legit talking about the content and the strategy behind it, and so you're sitting there in front of your laptop, you're listening to me right now and you're like, well, that's great. I don't know what to talk about. Like, what questions have your clients asked you? What questions are you always answering in an email?
What to wear to an engagement session?
Yeah.
And how to use engagement session photos, how to back up your photos, how to use your engagement photos on your wedding day. Like there are so many things.
And also like what is your brand? What is your content pillars? What are the things that you associate? So like for me personally, elopements, coaching, flat lays. Those are my 3 big things right now, is helping photographers with flat lays, helping mom photographers thrive, helping my clients elope and have amazing wedding days. Those are my 3 main things. So I have those 3 main things. And then what can I branch off of? What are those other little branches and spider webs?
Yeah.
And so like your content strategy, there's so like this episode is almost hard to record because it's more than just Monday's an admin day. Right. So it's like, okay, what does that mean? Okay, on admin days, I need to go through Dubsado. I need to revamp my workflows. Okay, if I need to revamp my workflow, how do I want it to be? So then I sit there and I rewrite how I want this automation to go in this new season, this new wedding season, because this is my 14th wedding season. I have changed my workflows so many times, but like it changes as my client changes, as my business changes. And I have to redo these things and I have to keep on top of them. And that's why I'm redoing a workflow right now and I'm rewriting it. And then I am most likely going to outsource it to someone who specializes in setting up Dubsado and Honeybook, because they can do it faster. They can get it off my plate. And then I don't have to sit there when I could go watch a movie with my kids. So like I'm strategic with my certain outsourcing this year because there are certain things I love doing. I love writing blog posts. I just don't always have the time to do it. So I'm writing down the content I want, the photos I have, what I'm trying to say that matches with my brand. And then I'm executing it. That's the content strategy that we're trying. Like you need to write down your brand. You need to write down how you can break it down and then what works with your lifestyle and your kids.
Exactly. And yeah, so for me too, it's my traditional weddings, my coaching and Google ads. It's like pick your pillars. And for you, maybe you're like, okay, I'm not coaching. I don't have a product. Like I just want weddings. Like that's okay.
What kind of weddings?
Yeah. What kind of weddings? Where are they at? Like dig into that. And also before we get too like overwhelming, you're like, this is a lot. This is a lot for me to do. For one, I just wanted to share like how the basis of how my week looks as an idea. Like I wanted to help give you some ideas. Maybe you have 2 days a week of childcare. Maybe you have 1. Pick what is most important, is actually going to move the needle forward for you and get work done. And just pick your handful of tasks that are going to help you best. But also like we've talked about this before. Done is better than perfect. Yeah. So also make sure that when you're doing it, don't stress too much. All the little things are important. All the details are important. But also if you're in a spot like where you are just trying to do your best and you only have so much time, doing it is so much better than not doing it.
Yeah. Because I mean, I'm not saying totally give an F effort, but C's still get degrees. And you can always go back and fix it. Just get it out there. See what happens. It's amazing to me what blog posts perform better than others and what brings in inquiries and what doesn't. Because I thought one would do amazing and no one.
It's always the things you spend the most effort on and time don't do as well as the ones that you just are like, I'm just have to post this.
So if we had to think about other admin tasks, our CRMs, our scheduling our content, and like trying to just build a content calendar that revolves around your business and everything.
Also emailing, like if you have an email list or email marketing, like scheduling out all those emails too. And
like I would encourage you to even have a yearly calendar. If you're really into family sessions and mini sessions, what can you do for mini sessions to start? You always want to start marketing early. So like, okay, if I want to do fall sessions, you should be trying to sell them in the spring. And like, oh, hey, why don't we pre-book you for fall right now? I'm doing this session here. And you can it's just a constant state of marketing and scheduling and rinse and repeating once you see what works.
You can get into that schedule every year. Like, oh, okay, it's May, let's start advertising for October. And then you could just rinse and repeat that cycle.
And clients love consistency. Just like our kids love consistency in a schedule, your clients will too.
They will. If they're like, oh, I always go for spring and fall minis when this person does them because it's how they do it every year. I know a photographer who opens up her calendar like once a year for this and this. So people are waiting. They're like, I know on this day, this time, this month, she opens her calendar and that's when I'm going to book it.
Yep. And then once they're gone, they're gone. But like she has gotten into that routine of like, okay, here's the pre-book email. And it's like set in a certain time out. And that's why we want to encourage you to start scheduling and batching certain things. I don't batch everything because sometimes I need that organic, spontaneous in the moment.
Yeah.
But
well, and that's what I love stories for. If something doesn't fit into your feed or your niche or your pillars or whatever you want to call them, if something doesn't fit into that, use your stories to be personal. Use your stories to share things that don't fit in, quote unquote. Use your stories to connect with people and share who you are.
If we were to quickly go through the whole week again, so we've talked about scheduling content, making sure you're setting time to write the content, but also session days and editing days. For me, sometimes I'm not in the headspace to edit. So the editing days, I do schedule them in my calendar because I know you mentioned you use Google. I use Apple. So I legit pull up my Apple calendar. And like if you were to look at it right now, so today, podcast recording, and it says from 9 a.m. to 6 p.m. But then if you were to look at Monday, I am location scouting for my minis that I'm doing. And then I'm sending emails for minis. And then like I legit, I put it as an event in my Apple calendar, what I'm doing at that time, because if it's not in the calendar, it's not happening. But also I share my calendar with Mark, my partner. And if it's in the calendar, he knows, oh, I can't go to this Pokemon tournament. No. If it's in the calendar, no. But like it's how we have a shared digital calendar, or whether you have a physical calendar in your kitchen. I write everything I do as a task, for the most part, everything I do. So on Tuesday next week, I am editing mini sessions from May 3rd. And then on Wednesday that week, deliver May 3rd mini sessions. Like, and I write them out as events like that. So I know in my head, this is my due dates. And it might be an ADHD thing too. Like I need to have an imaginary due date sometimes.
Yep, me too.
To cause that urgency, to cause me to do it. So that might be a hack too. If you're like, oh, I have to get this done, but I don't want to, give yourself imaginary due dates and put it in your calendar.
Well, I would stress myself out and overwhelm myself if I had all these things I know I needed to do. And then I'd be like, okay, I should work on Pinterest. I should work on a blog. I should, we all know when you open up your CRM or your email and you're like, okay, I need to respond to this. Oh wait, I'm going to send them a guide. Oh wait, I forgot to update that guide. I'm going to update that guide. Oh wait, that reminds me that I should edit this photo to put in this guide. Oh wait, crap, I have to edit this. Oh, did I send out this gallery to the, like it keeps going. And then by the time that like your time is up, you did nothing because you were like bouncing around. I love having days where I'm like, these are my tasks, because I will work the time that I have to work. And if I don't finish a task, I can literally free up my mental space by saying, oh crap, I forgot to finish updating that guide on Monday and it's Tuesday. Well, I really wanted to update. You know what? That's a Monday problem. And I can literally table it. I can be like, nope, I have a day set aside for this exact topic of task or theme or whatever. And I can say, nope, I'm done with it for now. Tomorrow I'm going to focus on blogging. But you know what? The next time that rolls around, I can finish it.
Mm-hmm. Well, and then that way, if you're putting for sure your hard due dates in your calendar too, you also can visually see like, no, this really needs to get done on this date. Otherwise, I'm not going to have time to do this because so-and-so has a dance recital. So-and-so has conferences. So like, and then like going into the summer, it's like, oh, I
have a shared calendar too.
I really wanted to take the boys to the pool on this day, but if I take them to the pool this day, that means I'm sacrificing this amount of time. So it's all give and take. But I really want to encourage you to some form of calendar, some form of writing something down, because if you're not writing down all the tasks you need to do and being able to schedule those admin wise, and this also comes into play with like, if you're using the task feature in your CRM, that way you can be like, okay, I visually know what I need to do. I have to get these things done by this date, but I know it only takes me an hour to do this task. I can still go to the pool and do these things, and then I can table this task. So
exactly,
it's give and take, and it's a loose overall schedule. But like by giving yourself that routine, you're setting yourself up for sex.
Whoa.
Success.
That too. That's scheduled.
Every Wednesday. And that's how we had another baby.
I don't know if you can see this in the video if you're watching the video, but it looks chaotic, my calendar and tasks.
Mine's color coded too.
Yeah, but mine's color coded and every day it has like a ton. But if I can see that and I can go in there, it's funny because I have all of my work tasks, but I also have tasked my days. So I have like water plants, clean fridge. Like I put my chores on there as tasks too, because then I'm like, okay, I know that I got that done. Okay, I know that I got that done.
If you're struggling with overwhelm too, my biggest tip is I have a notepad on my coffee bar, and that's my daily to-do list.
And then you write to-do lists on there, tasks that you actually already did but weren't on your list, but then you write them on your list and cross them out anyway so that you feel more productive.
Okay, that too, but I was going to say, don't put more than 3 to 5 things on it.
Yes.
You want to give yourself those quick win dopamines. And as a mom, we're like, I didn't do anything today. You did the dishes, you vacuumed, you picked up your kids, you did the laundry. You might have even put the laundry away the same day you washed it.
No.
You go, girl.
Yeah.
You made dinner. You went grocery shopping. You meal prepped. You called your sister back. No, I didn't. But like as moms, we're mentally doing so many things. And if you start to write them down, you're like, wow, I did a lot today.
Exactly.
And like, if you do that, but also give yourself 3 to 5 tasks, like, okay, this is a priority today. I need to cull this session. This is a priority today. I need to respond to my entire inbox, because I know some of you that are listening, you only respond to your emails on Tuesday, Thursdays, or you're only available Monday through Friday. Okay, let's do the emails in the morning. Let's do this in the afternoon.
I had a epiphany the other day. Like it was a complete like mind-changing moment for me, because I kept getting so stressed that everything in my business and life, I would cross one thing off and 3 would appear. Like it kept growing. And so I felt in this constant state of overwhelm, because I'm like, I feel like every single time I cross something off, it multiplies and I'm never going to catch up. And
well, you're not.
It like mentally clicked that I was like, this is my job and this is my life and this is my house. And like, I want to keep making all of these things better. So I will never cross everything off. I was like, if I just live in the state of knowing, no, it's not a race to cross all this stuff off. I'm constantly evolving and changing, and this is just my job. This is my life, and it's okay that I keep having these tasks to do, because it's just making everything better. I finally let go of that stress. I was like, oh, I don't have to cross all these off by the end of the day.
Or did you ever have that thing where you're always trying to outdo yourself?
Yes.
So like I said, my turnaround time for my mini sessions that I'm doing this month are 2 weeks. So like I was stressing myself out because I wanted to get all of these things done before we left. Did I get everything done? No. Did I get a lot done? Yes. Did I get a lot of things done early? Yes. But then I was stressing myself out, and I was like, I literally communicated exactly what was going to happen, exactly when they would receive their images. Yes, I trying to outdo myself, but like, I don't need to stress myself out over trying to outdo myself. I just need to be clearly communicating, this is my deadline for this. This is when I'm going to cross this off my list. This is my routine. And then it just starts over again. Just like your kids are going to go back to school in the fall and they get off in the spring, and then it's summer. The world keeps spinning.
Not okay. Nothing lasts forever.
Except us. I live in your phone.
Let her out of the box.
Okay, before we get too rambly, I've really enjoyed talking about this. So if you need help figuring out a routine for your life, literally send us a DM. I would love to, I absolutely love logging into other people's CRMs and helping them do something. It was so funny. We joked with our students, if you don't do this, I have your passwords.
Don't cross me.
I'm going to change. And we're totally kidding, but
totally joking.
I love just diving in and helping where I can. So if I can help you, or if Alex can, if you're asking her a horrible honeybook question, had to throw that in there. Yeah. Anyway, we're going to wrap this episode up. We love hearing from you. Send us a DM. And if you're really enjoying the show, we would love to read your reviews.
Yes, please.
Because it makes us cry.
It literally we'll Voxer them to each other.
Did you see this?
Did you? I'm crying.
Okay. We love ya. We will see you next week. Thank you.
Bye.